welcome to Norway Chess 2013, the first super tournament on Norwegian soil. I am Dirk-Jan ten Geuzenam, I'm the editor of New in Chess, and with me today, and it's a great pleasure, is Norwegian Grandmaster Simon Agderstein. Simon, welcome. We are here today for the drawing of lots, which is done in an original fashion. It's done with a Blitz tournament. So, is that a good way to start a tournament?
Yes, I think it's an excellent way.
Okay.
It's such a great show too.
Yes, and we are very lucky because the drawing of lots was done yesterday, and actually this is the drawing of lot for the real tournament, which starts tomorrow. And immediately in the first round we have a game. We start with a bang because there's Vichy Anand who's playing Magnus Carlsen. That's something to look forward to, and we get it right in the first round. This game will start in a couple of minutes from now. The other pairings for the first round are Hikaru Nakamura against Johan Ludwig Hammer, another Norwegian Grandmaster. There's Sergei Karjakin, who's playing Levin Aronian, the number 2 in the world. Peter Svidler plays against Wang, and Teimour Radjabov against Veselin Topalov. We will follow the action here. Simon will explain all the games to you, and in the first instance, we concentrate on the big clash in the first round between Magnus and Vichy. What are your expectations, Simon?
It's a great start. It's a fantastic start, actually.
Yeah.
So Magnus is black, but that doesn't matter so much in the Blitz game.
Yeah.
So this is definitely the big, a fantastic start.
And it could be a long, drawn-out game because I think both of them, probably will move cautiously. Or do you expect any sharp game?
It will be a fight. It always will in a Blitz game. So that's the good thing with Blitz. It will always be a fight.
Yeah. Well, they've played several Blitz games against each other before, and they all were big fights. I remember Vichy winning once 2-0, Magnus winning 2-0. Long games with games where lots of things were happening, where chances were changing all the time. So we won't know the result of this game after 15 moves, for sure.
No. And the time will also play a role. There will be mistakes. That's the good thing with Blitz. Yeah. That everybody makes mistakes.
Yes, the beauty of chess lies in the mistakes, because that creates further beauty. And you will see. You can see that Anand and Magnus Carlsen are ready. They sit at the board.
Yes.
Because this is also some sort of a prelude to, not only to the tournament but also to the World Championship match they're going to play in November. So there's great interest in this game here, and for excellent reasons. We are just fixing one minor technical detail.
It's nice. Magnus against Vichy is definitely the peak of the round, but there might be some good things happening in the other games as well. So it would be nice to have all the games up, at least for us, so we can switch in case something fantastic happens in any of the other games. Well,
which wouldn't be a big surprise with the names that we have here. There's some outstanding Blitz players here. I mean, Nakamura is a fantastic Blitz player. Aronian is a fantastic Blitz player. Anand and Carlsen, of course. In fact, you can say, I think it's no exaggeration to say that any great classical player is also a great Blitz player. Don't you think?
Oh, yes. They started.
They're rolling.
They're rolling. Fantastic. Good. So much happening at the same time, but we're following Magnus.
Yeah, let's focus on that. We have a Spanish game.
Seems like Magnus shows a rare variation in Spanish. Actually, I've chosen the same line myself with black. But that was not a good idea when I played it against Magnus, actually, many years ago. Oh, really? But I think it started with Magnus playing the so-called Berliner defense, which is very solid. And
then moved into an old Steinitz defense.
Now it becomes more slow.
Yeah. That's interesting play with a black fianchetto.
Yes. The white setup is not very ambitious, so no worries for Magnus so far.
But that's what they do these days against the real Lopez. I mean, cautiously maneuvering. Pawn mostly goes to d3 at first, and then only later it goes further.
Yes.
So that's no. And we are expecting a cautious maneuvering game anyway.
If it's been a classic game, we would have been ready for a long fight. But now there is no time for a long fight. So
yeah, that's good. The pressure is on. They have to move. If you're interested, the time rate that they are playing is 4 minutes per game plus 2 seconds per move. So with every move they make, they get an additional 2 seconds. They move quickly. What is Magnus for? What kind of blitz player is he?
Magnus is great.
Yeah.
Magnus has fantastic intuition, and so he plays almost just as well without thinking.
And he has this regular movements. I mean, it's not long things and then suddenly blitzing. I mean, it's just.
That's very important, actually.
Yeah. To keep the pace.
Exactly.
Yeah.
When you start thinking, Jan Timman actually once told me, your fellow friend from the Netherlands, that 1 minute on the clock in blitz is the same as a pawn. So if you have a 1 minute advantage on the clock, you can sacrifice a pawn.
Yeah. Well, and he was also in fact not a very fast blitz player, but a very good blitz player because he kept the pace. He just kept. There was a nice flow in his moves, and I think that's what we see with Magnus as well.
Yes.
It's a very important characteristic for blitz.
But Jan Timman was, of course, among the best. Well, he was, in all aspects when he was at his best. So also in blitz, of course.
Yeah, so that subscribes to the idea that great players are great blitz players. So how are they doing, Simon?
It's a bit strange. Magnus moved his knight to h5, and then now he's returning. That's a little bit strange, actually. But I would say objectively that White may have a slight advantage, or to put it more clearly, the one who managed to push this d pawn first. If White managed to push his d pawn, d4, he has a space advantage.
Yeah. White wants to build on a space advantage. Black wants to free himself with d5.
Yes, exactly. If maybe Black can play d5 right away. Magnus didn't. He played this other knight to the edge. It's a bit special.
Okay, so first he wants to warm up his knights, and once they're warmed up, then we'll go from there.
Magnus actually shows another strategy. To me, this looks slightly better for White, actually. Magnus wanted to play on the c file.
Yeah. But probably it's not his real worry to be slightly worse for some time. I mean, as long as there's play and he can fight back.
But if White managed to play d5 next move, and he can very well manage that, the bishop and Magnus foresaw that. Couldn't allow d5 because then his bishop on g7 would have been very blocked in. And his knight on h5, a5 as well. But this might easily end up in a very, very drawish position, objectively speaking, because Black might be able to play d5 and trade his only weakness. But this is split, so anything can happen.
Yes. Well, it's a very important game for both of them. There's this rivalry, but at the same time, you don't want to lose this game. I mean, you want to win it, but you definitely don't want to lose it.
Oh yes, this will be noticed all over the world for sure.
Yeah.
But there are other games, interesting games going on as well, I noticed.
Is there one you want to briefly look at before we...
Ludwig has just sent his knight down to h2.
Okay, let's go to board 1 then briefly to see what Hikaru Nakamura is doing against Jon Ludwig Hammer, the second Norwegian player, who faces a formidable task today because his rating is clearly the lowest in the field, and these are all animals. So and he's playing Hikaru Nakamura, who used to be one of the best blitz players in the world. These days he doesn't play that much blitz anymore, but of course he hasn't lost his talent for blitz. So what is happening in that game?
There are certainly exciting things happening in the other games. That's for sure. Jon Ludvig Hammer, Nakamura against Hammer is a big mess.
Okay, let's look at a big mess. That's always good. So board 1. This is. No, this is not board 1 that we get.
We'll be very happy to get Jon Ludvig's game up here because that's really a thriller.
Yeah, so Nakamura against Jon Ludvig.
I don't know what's happening, but we might have to go back to.
You can choose.
We have to experiment a little bit here. First round. Magnus' game is updated on this analysis screen.
Oh yeah, and we're trying to get a look at the game between Hikaru Nakamura and Jon Ludvig Hammer.
In the Magnus game, which is on my screen now.
Yeah, let's just look at that. I mean, they are making progress. So he's managed to play the.
Is actually something happening here because the pawns are traded off, all the central pawns.
Mm-hmm.
So the critical thing now is whether something is happening in the D line.
Yeah.
But it doesn't seem like it is actually.
Here both sides have to calculate very accurately. There's lots of pins everywhere.
Yes.
Oops, there you go.
In an ordinary game, this should be a draw, but who knows who's better?
What do you think? Magnus will try on for some time, or
I'm not sure if Magnus is actually trying on that because he's in a little bit danger with the rooks pointing towards his queen.
Mm-hmm.
And there might be a pin also in the E line. So actually, Magnus has a couple of things to solve.
Mm-hmm. What are the dangerous spots in this position?
Well, I think he might have already solved it, but the danger spots was in the D line, but now Anand has moved all his rooks to the E line, so seems like just everything will be traded off.
Mm-hmm. And then it would suddenly be a very calm game, and
it will be extremely drawish in a few moves. But Anand doesn't have much time. What's going on? Why doesn't he play faster? It's nothing. This is certainly a draw.
Yeah. So now
and it seems like Jon Ludvig is having problems with the time as well.
Okay, yes.
He's up. Wow, it's a real excitement. But Jon Ludvig has no time. Oh, it looks like he blundered something. No, not really. Well, he blundered actually. He blundered a piece. Nakamura's thing is incredibly fast. He's very, very fast thinker.
Well, he was a specialist in 1 minute chess, so which is gives you a headache if you only think of it. Finish an entire game in 1 minute, and he did that more than 1,000 times.
The Magnus game is not really that exciting anymore.
Yeah,
they have ended it in the draw already. Yes.
Yeah, so they made a draw.
Mm-hmm.
Well, probably both thought that let's not lose this game to begin with, and that's what happened. So both can be pleased with the outcome of a half a point. So now we're trying to otherwise we just look at this screen, and
I have Petter Svidler against Wang Hao up here, and that is technically winning for black, I would say.
Is that? Well, they made
so that means Wang Hao. No, they took a draw.
They make a draw.
How did they do that? Why did they do that?
So
that looks like a mistake to me. But it must have been resigns instead.
Let's wait for that. So Hikaru Nakamura scores his first point at the expense of Jon Ludvig Hammer. that was a mess, as you said, Simon, and the Blitz specialist emerged victorious from the mess.
Yes.
Then there's the draw between world champion Anand and his challenger Magnus Carlsen, and Teimour Radjabov beats Veselin Topalov, which is also quite a scalp. So now we are waiting for the last game, which is between Sergei Karjakin and Levin Aronian.
Radjabov beats Topalov. Yeah, that's a bit surprising because Topalov is in good form. Was in good form.
Yes, and
just recently.
And Teimour Radjabov was not. He had some very unpleasant results, and Topalov, he came here after winning the Grand Prix in Switzerland. But okay, one game is.
But the Aronian game here, the last game that's going on, that's a bit surprised because Aronian seemed to be completely lost, completely winning his black a few moves ago.
Yes.
But now he's not. He's still winning.
He's still winning.
Simply.
Okay, so that's also an achievement because he's playing Sergei Karjakin, who is not exactly the weakest of players. He's
just at the moment it's a bit critical because now it's not so simple, I would say. Isn't this just proportional actually? No, well, it's not so true. This is not simple at all.
So that a technical task for Aronian if he wants to win.
Now it looks like it's not easy to win this again. That's the fun with the Blitz. Anything can happen. But this is...
and Karjakin, he's a tough defender, so you'll probably have to beat him a couple of times to get the full point.
Might be a repetition of moves now. That's a surprise that Aronian didn't manage to win. Aronian hasn't given up yet.
So let's see. Well, for the moment, we have two decisive games. It's Hikaru Nakamura, the Blitz specialist from the United States. He defeats Johan Ludwig Hammer, and Teimour Radjabov. He surprises us a bit with a win against Veselin Topalov. And we're waiting for the final game between Sergei Karjakin and Levin Aronian to end. The big clash in the first round, the big clash will be postponed or will be spread out over the entire Blitz tournament as Anand and Magnus Carlsen split the point. So one game to go, which they reached move 98.
It wasn't. That must have been not so well played by Aronian actually. We're not winning that.
Yeah. So that
it was a clear piece up, and it didn't manage to win. It's quite a surprise on the number 2 in the world.
Yeah. So the question is if he did something wrong or if Sergei Karjakin did something very well. It looks like they're finished, right? It's no moves coming, so that
that's a draw.
That's a draw. So after one round, we have two leaders: Teimour Radjabov from Azerbaijan and Hikaru Nakamura of the United States.
Except that I'm not sure about the result, Wang Peter Svidler, because that looks like resigning instead of a draw.
Okay,
it looks like Wang won that game.
Yeah, well, we have to wait for the arbiter's verdict on that one. And
it's just a give a check. When white moves his bishop, we just give a check on the second rank and move his king to f3, and it's just resignable.
Exactly. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So, but okay, we'll have to wait.
We're ready for the next round already.
Yeah. Well, they are not only changing the name boards, but also the chairs. Every player has his own chair, which is fixed in such a manner that it suits him best. So they're moving around the chairs now to the tables where they're supposed to be. And we are here at Stavanger University for the drawing of lots of the Norway Chess 2013 tournament, the first super tournament on Norwegian soil. And the first round of the real tournament will be played tomorrow, and the pairings will be determined by the outcome of today's Blitz tournament.